Hey, what's shaking bacon? I hope you're doing well. First off, I have to start by saying thank you for 10,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. I've been meaning to make this video for about 3 or 4 weeks now. I've just been incredibly busy for a few different reasons. I've been working a lot more, but more than that, my energy's really been off. So I've been really tired. So I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to put videos out, but I don't know if it was this time change or the fact that my diet was off. Now I've still been very strict carnivore. That's non-negotiable for me. I've been doing this pretty much 3 years now, and not a lick, taste, or bite of anything off a carnivore diet, as most of you know. But I was doing some intermittent fasting, some extended fasts, and some OMAD in there. And I found in October it worked pretty good, but it did zap me of strength, probably because my thyroid medication has been lessened and I haven't been taking it really at all for the last few months. So a higher fat diet in conjunction with less thyroid medication seems to work better for me than weaning off my thyroid medication and alternate day fasting or any type of extended fasts. It tends to, it seems, zap the strength for me, which makes sense. But I didn't feel the normal amount of success I normally feel when I fast. Normally, I feel nothing but great. On the cold side, but great. And this time, I would say, I still had brain fog, and you might hear a bit of hoarseness to my voice. Well, that's a symptom of hypothyroidism. And once I got the hoarseness, probably about a couple weeks ago, I thought, you know what? Between the energy and, I've been falling asleep really early at night and waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, wide awake. For a while there, it was 4 o'clock, wide awake. I really found that I was like, okay, you add up all these symptoms, and part of it is thyroid, and part of it is I need the fat to support myself as I'm healing my thyroid gland. So I'm going back to high fat. I've been doing that more the last couple days. I've been trying to be active all the way till about 9:30 or 10 at night, because if I sit down at even 7:30 at night or 8 o'clock and my energy feels good, I get zapped. And before I know it, I'm asleep. And that's the part that doesn't add up with me. I'll get tired once I sit down. That happens to me sometimes. But when I don't even realize I fell asleep, and then I wake up after a couple hours and I go, oh, and by that point, I'm groggy. I'm just gonna keep sleeping. That's when I know there's a problem. It's not just having a long day or a busy day or having been because I got up really early that day. It's a combination of those things, but also clearly a bad combination of still healing my thyroid while not giving my thyroid the nutrition it needs through the fat to heal. So even though I was earlier in the year lessening my thyroid medication, I was doing it on a high fat diet and ultimately lost weight. And you're like, what? You lost weight while lessening your thyroid medication on a high fat diet? That's what was pretty cool, because Dr. Elizabeth Bright talks about that. Yeah, healing the adrenal glands and the thyroid on a high fat diet. So doing days where I wasn't getting much fat or any fat at all wasn't good. And I started getting dry skin, and that was the kicker for me because we're going into the winter, and I noticed my hands were getting rough, and that's not normal for me. I typically have really soft hands as a massage therapist. I wash them a lot through the day, but I've always kept up my healthy fats, my healthy omega-3 fish oil fats, specifically from cod liver oil, which I highly recommend. If you're going to take fish oil, I highly recommend cod liver oil. I find less goes much further compared to getting fish oil from different places. So cod liver oil comes in a jar, really has no flavor. I just take a couple teaspoons at a time when I find I have some catching up to do. Not a couple teaspoons at a time, but I'll take a couple teaspoons a day. And I find within a week or two, my skin's not dry anymore. And I've also been taking supplements recently just to help get my thyroid everything it needs so I can continue to get better and heal from all the little bits of fasting I was doing. Now, the fasting for me was advantageous at the time because, as some of you know out there, I was moving. So I moved twice in a short window of time because the place I was moving to wasn't ready, and the place I was originally living at sold. So I had to live somewhere for a couple weeks. I stayed at a friend's house. And yeah, so I had to move a couple times. And and that's an energy zapper as it is, but I'm feeling much better since I've gone to higher fat. I've been making sure to not get too much in a day. I think when I originally was doing high fat and I put on, probably about 50 pounds, I was getting too many calories for the first 2 or 3 months doing that. But I was sleeping really good doing that. So I was quite content. And then I found my sweet spot with my food intake, and the weight just dropped off. And I felt really good, and I experienced the best of both worlds. I experienced high fat, and I got to experience wonderful sleep at night. Even though I was going through one of the most stressful ordeals of my life at the time, my sleep was extremely good. And after a few months of it, I even noticed I had this mental clarity that was amazing after a few months. And that was while I was losing the weight. And I was still at that point more than 20 pounds heavier than I was when I first started the high fat. So yeah, it was worth it. So I'd made a little list, so just excuse me, I want to make sure I go over some of my points. And I can't stress this enough. Thanks again for 10,000 subscribers. That's great. I have a no-show client at work today, so I thought, I'm going to take advantage of this time before I take off, and I'm going to record a quick video to keep you guys just posted. I'm still alive, I'm still out there, and my energy's getting back. So I'm going to be, I know I said this before in my last video, but it's been about a month since my last video, but I'm going to be putting my videos out extremely soon. I've just been setting everything up and finding my sweet spot to record my videos with the proper lighting and to get going. I have tons of things I still want to talk about. World Carnivore Month is coming up, and a few people I know are starting carnivore, which I think is awesome. My weight has been fluctuating between 301 and 307, so it's been holding there. When I go high fat, my weight went up just a little bit, but the interesting thing was with the intermittent fasting or alternate day fasting, whatever I was doing, depending on what I was doing, I noticed I was just de-bloating, and I was an inch or two less in the midsection. So, but it's not worth it if I'm not feeling good. But it was a combination of different things that made me realize I wasn't at my optimal levels of energy or stamina. So I'm not doing fasting for a long time because my body likes the high fat. My body's able to heal with high fat, specifically my hormones. So I'm sticking with that for the foreseeable future. I'll try and play with that a little bit here or there, but for the most part, that's what I'm sticking with. It all starts with just balancing my energy, and all that seems to be under control at the moment. So I'm surprised at how quickly I got my energy back going to high fat. Within a few days, I feel much better. My sleep is better. I still wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, but I'm able to go back to sleep, usually within 20 minutes to an hour, and sleep till 7 o'clock. The odd time lately, even 8. So that's a joy, because I'm going to bed at about, sometimes I was falling asleep at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, right? But typically I'll try and go to bed at about 9:30 or 10:30. And I wind down, and I never have trouble falling asleep, but on days where I intermittent fast, even with electrolytes, it's in the long run not agreeing with me. So anyway, thanks a lot. I really appreciate all your support, and I hope you're all doing well. And regular schedule of probably 3 videos a week will be coming out, and they're all going to be short videos around 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes long. Anyway, thanks a lot. Take care.